Hi, it's Doug talking about inspection report maintenance within the Fire Department online software. After signing into your website, you will be presented with the firefighter's home page. Your home page will look a little different than what is being shown to you here, as your website will be customized for your fire department. Also, your fire department may not have implemented all options available within the fire department online software. To access inspection report maintenance, click on Inspection Reports from the menu bar from any page. In our case, we are on the firefighter's home page. Click on the Maintain Reports button on the Inspection Reports page. Since this is a new system, this fire department has not created any inspection reports yet. You can tell this because all the major equipment listed has an Add button to the left of the name of the major equipment. Note that this fire department has added their fire stations Bedrock Hall, Jellystone Hall, and Orbit Hall as pieces of major equipment so that inspection reports can be performed on the fire stations. Before we add anything, I know that data entry is not for everyone, and that is why Fire Department Online will create your initial inspection reports if required at no extra charge to your fire department. We will click on the Add button to the left of Bedrock Hall. We need to add an inspection section to this inspection report. The only one that would fit for a fire station would be the General Inspection section, so let's click on the button to the left of General. Next, we need to add equipment items and/or tasks required for the inspection report. Here we select the equipment group that our task or equipment item is virtually stored in. In our case, we click on the Medical Equipment group. Now all items associated to the medical equipment group is presented to us. When we see a quantity drop-down selection to the right of an item, then we know that this item is a physical piece of equipment versus being a task. The drop-down selection allows you to select up to 30 pieces of that equipment to be placed in the inspection section of the inspection report. In our case, we just want to add one eye wash bottle, so we leave the quantity at 1 and click on the Add button to the right of the quantity drop down. We receive a confirmation message stating that the inspection section General and the equipment item eye wash bottle was successfully added. Notice that the eye wash bottle is no longer listed. That is because you can only add an item once to an inspection section. The eye wash bottle would be available to select again if we were going to add another inspection section to this inspection report. We have finished adding all the medical items, so click on the Return to Groups button as we have other items to add. Now we'll add an item from the equipment group, Extinguishers. We will add one ABC fire extinguisher to the inspection section General. Now we'll add some additional items under the equipment group of tasks. We have added all the necessary items for this inspection report, so we click on the Return to Maintenance button. We are returned to the inspection report maintenance page for Bedrock Hall with the inspection section General expanded. As you can see, all the items we added are listed. Notice that there is a Delete button to the right of tasks, but not with equipment items. This is because you can delete tasks directly. However, to delete an equipment item, you must first take it out of service. Taking equipment out of service is covered in another video. Since we are happy that we have all items necessary for this inspection report, we now click on the Return to Inspection Report Listings button. Notice that Bedrock Hall now has an Update button instead of an Add button to the left of its name. There is also a new button to the right of Bedrock Hall called Transfer Items. There is a separate video on transferring items. I will now go offline to add the inspection reports for Jellystone and Orbit fire stations. I have now added inspection reports for both Jellystone and Orbit fire stations. However, I deliberately didn't add some items so you can see how to add items to an inspection section after the inspection report has been created. Click on the Update button to the left of the inspection report that you want to update. In our case, Jellystone Hall. We just want to add some items to the inspection section General, so we click on General and it is expanded, showing us everything currently added. We now click on the Add Equipment Task to General button. We are presented with the equipment group listings. We need to add an eye wash bottle from the medical group. Next, we also need to add an ABC fire extinguisher from the extinguisher group. We are now finished adding all the items, so we click on the Return to Maintenance button. As you can see, the additional items are now listed within the Inspection section General. Before we add an inspection report for one of the fire trucks, I'd like to share with you a little trick I use when creating an inspection report. On the Inspection Report Maintenance page that is currently being shown to you, we are using a Chrome browser. Now we will switch from the Chrome browser to an Opera browser where I've already signed into the system. We will click on Equipment from the menu bar on the Opera browser window. Again, on the Opera browser window, click on the Minor Equipment button. All equipment groups containing all the equipment items and tasks are presented to us. On this window, we can search for items that we might not remember the equipment group the item belongs to. We will search for anything with a 911 in its description by entering 911 in the text box, then clicking on the search button. The equipment group of documents is automatically open for us where we can see the item 911 Atlas. Next, we will try another search, this time by entering Ring into the search text box and clicking on the search button. This time we receive a pop-up message informing us that the Ring item we searched for was found in hand tools and medical equipment groups, and these groups have been opened for us. The reason for the message is so that you are aware that your search query will return more than one item in more than one group. As we can see, Hand Tools Equipment Group has an auxiliary key item. The equipment group has a hearing protection item. You might be asking yourself, why did the system show me the item in the medical group since it wasn't a ring? The system searches for your search value anywhere in the item name. Hence, hearing protection item has the RING in its name. The reason we use two different browsers instead of opening a second session with the same browser is that when you do this, the browser information between the two sessions is shared. This will cause you to be immediately signed out for security reasons, as the system will think you are trying to spoof it or hack into the system. We will now add the inspection report for Fire and Rescue 290 by clicking on the Add button to the left of Fire and Rescue 290. Since the system knew that this piece of apparatus has an odometer, we receive a pop-up informing us that the odometer reading will automatically be added as a task for the inspection report. We will now create an inspection section for the cab of Fire and Rescue 290. Since we have seen how to add items earlier, I will stop the video and add some items to the cab inspection section. We are now looking at all the items that have been added for the cab inspection section. Let's add another inspection section by scrolling up to the top of the page and clicking on the Add Inspection Section button. We are presented with the Inspection Section Listings page. Notice that cab is no longer in the list as we have already added it to the inspection report. This time we'll add Inspection Section Driver Side Compartment 1. Once again, the video was stopped while we added items to the driver's side compartment 1. As you can see, while the video was stopped, we have added driver's side compartments 2 and 3, as well as adding items to these two sections. This time we'll add Inspection Section Passenger Side Compartment 1. Once again, the video was stopped while we added items to the passenger side compartment 1. As you can see, while the video was stopped, we have added passenger side compartments 2 and 3, as well as adding items to these two sections. We will now add inspection section rear side compartment 1, 2, and 3 offline. We are now finished adding inspection sections. If we click on the Order Inspection Sections button, we have the ability of arranging the inspection sections in the exact order that we want them to be shown on the inspection report. Now we drag and drop the inspection sections in the order we want. When we are happy with the order, we click on the Save button. We now see the order of the inspection sections within our inspection report. Based on the sort order of the inspection reports, we assume the cab inspection section will be done first. Once the firefighter is finished with the cab, they will then do driver's side compartment 1, followed by driver's side compartment 2, and finally driver's side compartment 3. Now that the firefighter is at the rear of the apparatus, we assume that they will do rear side compartment 1, followed by rear side compartment 2, and then rear side compartment 3. At this point, the firefighter should be at the rear of the apparatus, but on the passenger side. So the firefighter should then do passenger side compartment 3, followed by passenger side compartment 2, and finally, the last inspection section, passenger side compartment 1. Just because we gave the inspection report an order for the inspection sections, the firefighters have the option of following the order we have set up, or they can do the inspection sections in any order they want. That concludes the video on inspection report maintenance from Fire Department Online. Thanks for watching.